Hello everybody. Today is the anniversary of the birth in 1817 of Henry David Thoreau, or Thoreau as the Americans would pronounce it. He was born in Massachusetts, a political philosopher really, but the most interesting thing I think about him is that he wrote a book called Walden, which describes 2 years, 2 months and 2 days spent living in a cabin that he built in a wood around Walden Ponds. His idea was to discover how to live a simpler life. His food was provided for him. He did odd jobs for people in the neighbourhood. It wasn't complete isolation, but he was getting away from the sort of type of civilization that was all busyness and economic, and focusing on nature and on just discovering what it meant to him as a person just to live in that simple way in those beautiful surroundings. In some ways it sounds an enviable 2 years, 2 months and 2 days. But he says some things, I think, in his reflections, which inspire us to make use of the nature that's around us. We can't, most of us, just disappear live in a wood like that, but we can make the most of the natural world that is around us. And Thoreau said, you cannot get too much of nature. And so those of us who have gardens are so privileged. But for all of us, the opportunity to get out into nature and to, as he said, drink deep and suck out of it all the depths of riches and beauty that can be found in the world of nature. And one of the interesting things I think that he said that it can sometimes help us is that the world of nature can provide us with a new perspective, a bit of encouragement when we're feeling low, if we're going through a hard time, if I have to struggle, some particular problem, somehow to get out into, if we're lucky, a garden or into somewhere where there's open air, can just enable us to breathe and to realize that there's a wider world than the problems that are facing us. Thoreau said that for him the best medicine was to walk out in the morning and take a draught of morning air. Well, there's a truth in that. That it's not the only medicines I'm sure that we need, but I think the opportunity just to get outside, even if it isn't into a garden, and to breathe in deeply reminds us of the wider world that we're in. And when life's tough, sometimes that can be really encouraging.